Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of LLG's Random But Real. Look at Chef, he's already had me laughing, y'all. Where we talk about any and all things random with the entree, not a side dish of mental health advocacy. As you may know, I use my I can't stop laughing at Chef already. I use my performance, communication, literary art skills to bring about awareness of mental health and other related topics. In this season, we have been focusing on relationships. These are our own comments. You know, we are not trying, even though two of us are in the helping professions, this is not, we're not counseling you. We're just sharing our thoughts about relationships and experiences sometimes. And so we always have different things. So, first of all, sometimes we pre record, like with this one. So, we want to wish you all a happy new year because it is already January 2026, or at least by the time that you all view this video. How do y'all feel about that? Like, last year
I'm
went
just,
by really fast.
yeah, I can't wait. My birthday coming up, so
In
Oh, really?
I'm a
January.
I'm a January baby. Yeah,
Okay.
Are you sharing your birthday?
on the 27th.
Oh,
Okay.
the end of the month. Okay.
But it's really the whole month because why not?
Why not?
And also the first 3 weeks of February because why not?
Why not?
Well, dang. Okay. That's longer than when I go. But funny enough, remember last episode when I was using my example? That dude's birthday is in January too. It's actually um, it was 7 days before yours. However,
Lisa,
hopefully y'all are not the
Lisa,
same people. I love it. Oh my gosh. I tell y'all, Chef just keeps me laughing like every time. I don't know. I don't know. Like if because only one of us on here is married. But if Chef ever gets married, I need you to go ahead and a prerequisite let your wife know that I do this podcast with these ladies and you know, who would we be? Where would we be without Chef?
It would be less entertaining.
Exactly. So I'm just putting that like little slight request in and my meal. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You second the meal, right, Erica?
Second.
Okay.
I don't know about this meal.
How he changing up on us, Erica?
I don't know.
It's nothing like a man that
Y'all,
can cook. I'm just saying.
I thought y'all ain't trying to meet me at Golden Corral.
No.
No. I
What?
love their
Wait a
rolls
minute. Why
though.
y'all eyebrows go down? Like I don't.
Because that's not the same thing. Like the stuff that I see on your pages don't look nothing like Golden Corral. But I love their
I
rolls.
don't really care for Golden Corral like
Their
that.
rolls are bomb
Yeah, the
though.
rolls are cool, but
I would go get the rolls. My friend, for Christmas, they had extra rolls. They gave me a box. Yep, I had a roll a day, maybe two. Not gonna lie.
That's wild. That
I
is
did get
crazy.
some Texas Roadhouse rolls for Christmas
Yeah.
too.
Oh my
I
gosh, those jokes are amazing too.
Bread is
Uh,
uh,
y'all need to go ahead and give us
You know what?
some whatchamacalls since we
All you
shouting y'all
really
out.
that's all you really need. That's all. See, it's so easy for guys. Like all you really need is some Texas Roadhouse rolls.
Uh-huh.
Invite her over with some wine. Y'all can have bread and wine. Communion, right
I
there.
mean, at least
Communion,
have a little
That
cheese
is
up
not
in
the
there.
communion
communion,
that I want.
communion,
Okay?
right there,
No,
right
no.
there.
I'm
Maybe
Let's
a
so
little
talk about it.
charcuterie with them
negative.
rolls or something.
I no, we
Golly.
can't have
But
that.
you don't need to spread it all out. Just rolls and butter and wine. That's all you need. And great conversation. It's come on,
Rolls and butter and wines. Can we have some honey butter though?
whatever, whatever,
The
whatever.
type of whatever floats my boat.
Whatever. Bring a smile and conversation, and I
Well,
got the
I got that
rose
all
and
the
wine.
time.
That's it. See how easy it is?
All the time. But
We
that's
ain't
not
even got
all
to
I
go
want.
to the subway.
We didn't go to the subway.
It's Subway. It was
The
the
subway
Metro. It
station.
was the Metro. Use the word Metro,
Oh
please.
my gosh. But Metro could also be the bus. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with him.
It don't matter.
Anyway, so
The bus is
last
crazy.
episode, and you know, I thought about that too. So if y'all are wondering why we have on the same outfits, it's because
I
we
was in my head
recorded
like,
on, on
dang.
the same day.
I
Didn't
should
even think
change my
about that. Should have changed, right? But that's
I,
okay. You
I'm
know,
very clean. I'm very clean,
I'm clean
and
too. I just got
I
out of
just
the
want to put that
shower.
out there. It's the second part two of
Yes,
the
part
it's
two.
it
recording.
is. It's part two. It's just on a
No
different
dirty
day.
stuff going on. No
No
dirty
dirty
stuff
stuff.
going on.
We fresh and so clean, clean. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, one of the things that came up is it's a B word. not the B words y'all probably thinking about. It's bossy. And so I was just wondering, I hear a lot of times about type A people, women and men, and I don't know if they're synonymous with each other, being bossy and being type A. But since Chef, you mentioned the word bossy. What do you feel about? Well, first of all, what makes a bossy person, man or woman?
Micromanaging everything, and they want to see it done their way. Um, yeah, that's all I have right now because you kind of threw it at me.
So ain't catching it. Not good.
Well, couldn't there be levels to the bossiness?
It is levels. It is levels. I feel like it's levels
Let's
at
talk
all,
about
but if you like a micromanaging type of person, then I'm gonna let you do just that. You gotta micromanage me. I'm gonna call you for everything. You're gonna do the job for me, and I'm still gonna get paid. I'm still gonna do everything and get paid. I'm gonna just let you do the work because you feel like no one can do it better than you. So go ahead and be an overachiever. I want you to be employee of the month. I want you to be in Forbes 500, knowing that you did all the work yourself and I still got paid.
Are you
I'm not
talking
gonna.
about relationships, work
Oh, I'm
relationships?
That's
sorry.
work.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
work.
sorry.
I'm like, wait, what type? I mean, we are talking about relationships. So if
Oh,
you're speaking,
we talking about relationships.
In
all
relationship, yeah,
relationships, a work relationship is
that one's
still a
his work
relationship.
one.
I don't. I haven't experienced that in a personal relationship, but only at work. I experienced that kind of stuff at work.
Is it by a female? Just curious. Not now, but just in general. When it happened,
When you say like
the
as a
bossiness
boss,
Is the
as a
bossiness
boss,
coming
so
from a
at
woman
work, are you talking about
at
work or
work?
relationship? Oh, at
At
work.
work.
work is the
Uh,
boss, the person who's bossy, because it doesn't. Is it actual a boss or is it like they always just want things their way?
yeah, I just feel like in most leadership um that that I've experienced, I feel like maybe two or three of them were that level of bossiness, um, male and female.
Mm. And you feel like bossiness and the type A personalities are the same.
So so usually when a man is like that, it's because he really don't have any power at home. In my experience, this is my opinion. He has no power at home, and this is the only place he has say at, because the woman really wears the pants. So when he goes on, he has to succumb to what she's saying to do in the household. Which I ain't got no problem with that. Hey, that's probably how they do. They split, they 50-50, and he comes to work and be like, take it out on the guys. Female, I feel like the female version of that would be not because she at home, but I just feel like she has to be much better than her next counterpart. So I'm gonna have to show them. I got to be 10 steps ahead of everybody. I got to be the best of the best. So she's doing it for recognition value.
There you
That's just my opinion. My opinion.
go. Okay, Erica, your thoughts?
So bossiness. I guess I'll just be a little transparent and say I've been accused of being bossy. I don't think I'm a type A personality. I grew up as a big sister and I'm a mother of four. So yeah, there probably is a level of bossiness in me. Um, on a personal level. On a work level, I'm not bossy. I'm a team player at work and I do my part. Um, if it's a group thing and no one's leading direction, I'll offer it. I don't have to be in charge. I'm not asking to be in charge. I'm in charge a lot at home. I don't necessarily want to be in charge at work, but I will provide direction as opposed to just sitting there like, what are we doing? So bossiness, I think there's a place for some of it. And like I asked you, were there levels to what you perceived as bossy, chef? I think there's levels to it.
Yeah, it is levels. Well, I would need that in a relationship. I would want my woman to be of type of bossiness. Not to push over. Keep me on track when you see me. Stirring off. You know what I mean? Hey, get your shit together. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking like because I want, and my thing is the elevation of the relationship. If I'm looking at it that way, falls on both of us. So if it's just if I'm carrying the whole thing, then you get what I'm saying. Like, it's no
Yeah.
point.
So that means you're gonna talk to them long enough to find out information?
Excuse me, miss. I talked to a guy that didn't have a car for 2 years.
I did not. You got the whole
She's just
story
known
all
him.
completely
She's just
mixed
known him
up.
for 2 years. But
Two
Right.
years.
to his point though, Lisa, his point is even though you have known him for 2 years, he still should not be currently calling you because you don't
Some
want
people
to.
just don't give up. Don't matter what you tell
And
them.
chef
And yes,
said
I could
from
block them, but
from
that's
a
not usually what
man's
I do. You have to
perspective,
do
that
something.
persistence might pay off on his end, is what your guy is
Trust me, it is not. Not unless something happens and is some type of eureka. It's not going to.
The
He is
only
not the person I'm
Erica,
checking for.
the only way you catch a fish if they mouth open. So you know what I mean. Persistence goes a long way. You know that's all I'm saying.
Whatever comes
At
out.
the end,
Remember me saying I'm a sapiosexual, so you have to have some intelligence that comes out your mouth when it's open.
yeah, okay,
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 anyway, to me,
bossiness.
okay.
I have been told I was bossy too, Erica. And so I was just looking up the definition of type A because I just thought it would be interesting. A personality type characterized by ambition, high energy, and competitiveness, and thought to be susceptible to stress and heart disease. Interesting. Sometimes these things that come up, that's interesting. Then, but I realize I think people say that those, especially women who are type A, like in relationships. I mean, you might, to your point, Chef, you might have a point. Um, I don't want to be the leader in everything. I don't want to be in charge of everything. I was having a conversation again. It was on a social media live, and one of the things that came up, we were talking about relationships, and I was talking about how in a theater, everybody doesn't deserve to be in the front row in my life anymore, and the front row tickets usually cost more too, right? So the more I know my worth and know who I am and what I expect, everybody can't even be in my theater. Some of them gonna be in the balcony, some of them not even gonna be able to get in anymore. And I didn't always think like that. And my cousin happened to be on, and he is a widow within a year now, and he got married young. He was sharing his story on there, and he said something that was so profound that it is not something that I've never thought about. But he was like, "What does this man do when you're not talking to him? Is he praying for you? Is he, is he um like what is his relationship with God? All of those types of questions." And I remembered in that moment how much I don't want to be the leader, the bossy one, the type A person, because I've always had to carry that mantle. I'm usually the person that knows the Bible more and uses that to quote, you know what I'm saying, or to encourage or whatever. I would love to meet someone, and I did meet someone, changed his mind, that's a whole nother story, who we did pray for each other. We did talk about God. We did talk about Jesus. Knew the word. That was encouraging to me. I don't meet a lot of guys now that are like that, and so I think that sometimes being called type A or I was called sassy, I will tell you how I feel. I mean, that's me in a nutshell, like across the board. So any type of relationship. But I don't think again, people don't communicate. I don't have to be it doesn't have to come out in a negative, what I'm saying, sense. But sometimes it comes across as me being or people thinking that I'm being bossy when I'm just taking up that space because that's what I've had to do. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's not fun. It's not what I want. I want a man that is leading and, praying for me and um, wants the best for me, is celebrating me just like I celebrate him. But oftentimes that's not who I'm meeting.
Mm. Mm.
Where
So
they at? Where they at?
yeah, I think that, and again, we came together for specific reasons. We wanted to represent different age groups, different status, right? And
Mhm.
I speak often on the fact that I come from the mindset of a different generation than, obviously younger people right now. And so I think that I grew up with kind of a hope and an expectation that a man would kind of take the lead in our relationship and in certain things just based on my experience.
Mhm.
And what I found, even in my example, was that that wasn't going to be necessarily quite the case. Like my husband was quite content with letting me take the lead on certain things that I thought a man would just take the lead on, my man, right? And then over the years, we kind of went through phases where I would resent it or be upset about it, but then I accepted it, and um, but I feel like some of us are naturally bossy, right? Just personality wise, like that's just who we are. But circumstances might make us in a relationship, right, be bossy or not bossy, just based on kind of what we're bringing to the table. And because we're all older here, none of us are just fresh starting in relationships.
Mhm.
We've already got some experiences that we're bringing to the next experience, and I don't know. It's a lot that you're gonna get from that, I think.
So, bossy, the definition, fond of giving people orders, domineering, and I am neither. I'm not fond of it, but I think look at Chef again. I can't look at him and not laugh. But to your point, Erica, I think sometimes
Mm.
circumstances and situations cause that. Like y'all, I mean, go get my book, 21 Days. I'm telling you, I have dealt with some people, some men that had just, whoo, they grew me up. Every situation, taught me something else about myself. Um, but some guys that I meet are just trifling. I'm not saying they're not trifling women out there. That's not what I'm saying. But there are some that are just so trifling and so lazy and don't really, I can't say they don't care. They really enjoy having their cake and eat it too.
And generally speaking, I think that nowadays more men don't want to step up and be the guy. They want, like you just said, the kind of cake and eat it too. They want the benefits of certain things, but they'll have no problem letting women take the lead. I mean, we're not throwing out any statistics here or anything, but just by life, we know that in our culture, is very female dominated for a lot of various reasons, right? And I think that as a people, we've gotten a little comfortable with that strong black woman concept. We let our women be these people, these strong women leading in every kind of way with a little undertone of, resentment. Just a little bit though, because you're not completely resenting it when you're still letting me do it, generally speaking.
Hmm.
Chef, you're quiet.
Yeah,
I don't know
very.
what you want. I mean, that's. I mean, I have no dog in the fight. I
You don't
have
know
no dog.
people that are that way or like,
Not,
you know,
she's speaking on a different experience other than myself. My family coming from a Jamaican situation. That's not how we do it over here. So
So
I
it might be
don't
culturally, black cultural.
probably so. But let me ask you a question. Why is it woman dominated in the first place? I mean,
because a lot of men didn't step up.
okay, remove the men. Now you remove the men.
I don't think that you can. So for me, this goes back to biblical. Like the way that it's supposed to be is God, man, wife, then
But you were
type
fighting
children,
for
right?
equality just 30 years ago.
Well, first of all, I was like
I know,
young
I know,
then,
I know, I
so
know you were young, but I know you were young, but I'm saying
you,
I mean, it's a domino effect. What
both of them
happened
can
back
be
then?
true, equality and equity. So yes, I still believe that I should have the ability, let's talk about earning wages, right? I should have the ability, if I went to school, just like you went to school, and I know the same information, I should be able to earn the same thing that a man earns, right? But when it comes to, um, I still think you could still want things to be equal, but for me, equity means a lot more, which is giving the person what they deserve or need, meeting them where they are. So it's a picture that we use or that I often use even at work, and it's a people at the fence, right? Because I'm tall,
Mm-hmm.
I can see over the fence without a stool most of the time. Someone who is shorter, not to name on this show, may need a stool to be able to see the fence. And you might be able to see part of it, but probably not at the same vantage point that I can, just because I happen to be tall. I don't fault you all for being shorter, but you might need something more just so you can be so it can be equitable because all of us should be able to watch the game. I wish I had the actual graphic, but I
I
know
know
you
the
know what I'm
picture
talking
because we actually use it in the
about.
work with individuals with disabilities to talk about equity.
Yeah.
So
So
just ironic.
it's really important. And I think even in relationships, like um we may not be equal. So again, to what I said in part one, uh, you know, it's not that about the person having a vehicle or not having a vehicle. But what are you willing to do to show that you're still interested in this purpose and that you're intending to get to know me, or you just expecting me to do what you don't
I,
do?
I know for a fact the only reason why you in a position because you applied for the position. If you never applied for the position, you wouldn't be in there. So it's female dominant. It's because innately you wanted that position. Me personally, if I want to see what somebody gonna do, I'm gonna take a step back. I'm not gonna give no direction, provide none of that. I want to see what you're gonna do with what I gave you. I think some of the problem that we have, especially in the area that we are in when it comes to dating, is that it's the I got it. No, I don't need your help. I'm good. So at a certain amount of time of hearing that, I'm gonna take a step back. No, you got it. You don't like it my way. You belittle my way. I don't have the authority that so it's
Or
damn
is
if you
that an
do, damn if you
assumption,
don't.
or you know that for a fact? Like you had a
I'm just
conversation, and that's how you know,
I'm just saying.
or you assuming that that's what you think it is.
I mean, all I hear is opinions for everybody on the panel. I mean, I don't hear a lot of fact. I'm just saying it's more like everybody
It's
just
factual to
commenting on it,
me,
right?
stuff that actually happened to me.
So I'm talking in general. In general, she said it's female dominated, right? Right? That's what you said.
Yes, generally
And
speaking.
only way to be in that position is I have to accept that position. I have to take it. I have to take
As
it
the female, you mean?
as the female. Yeah, as the female.
So what I'm referring to, and
If
again,
he's not stepping up, I'm gonna step up. Is what you're saying, right?
yes,
Okay.
I'm saying that we have found ourselves in a lot of
Hmm.
situations and positions from that. He may not step up because he's not there, right? So like being a single mother, for example, right? He's not stepping up. He is there physically, but he don't have no problem with letting the woman I'm glad you put that disclaimer up, right? These are just like
Our own
generalizations.
thoughts.
Thing.
Hmm.
I'm not saying this is my story. Lisa not saying it's her story. Chef, we're not accusing it to be your story. We're
Right,
just in
right,
these
right.
generalizations. But in situations that I think we've all seen and experienced, the man is physically present, but he's pretty content with letting the woman do a lot in the relationship, be it marriage or dating. I
I
just think
think
we
that's my
see that
disconnect.
more than not. Is your
I
disconnect
think,
not your
yeah.
experience or because you just don't like the idea of that being the case?
No, my disconnect is that I haven't seen that experience. Not saying I'm delusional to it. I hear about it, but
So you're familiar with it though.
I
I'm
hear
not
about it.
saying
Yeah.
something crazy. You've heard it. You've
I
heard
don't know. I
it.
don't. I don't think it's. I mean, I hear a lot of things, but I feel like when you're actually in a relationship, is that really what's happening? Because again, you only in this predicament is because this is what you chose. Some okay. You
Or
think why are
settle,
you single?
right?
Or settle for it, but it's still a choice. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's still a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Your choice got you to that position. That's the disconnect that I'm saying. But it's your choice to do that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying, because I'm not again, I don't have any dog in this fight, but I'm just saying it seems like it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Choice of the men you choosing, choice of the men that is attracted to you. And the Bible say, spirits are familiar with each other. So maybe this is why you choosing the same people.
All right.
I don't know. It's a choice.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
I mean, please talk. It's podcast. You know?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna sit back and listen.
Okay. But I mean, I've never experienced it, so I don't know.
And
I just wanted clarity on it. That's
so
all.
you mentioned something the previous show, Chef, that really piqued my ears, and I liked what I heard. You made reference to the men in your family and what was like taught or passed down, the expectations in regards to dealing, with a woman or preparing for marriage or something. So what I'm hearing is, for you and your family, there is consistent behavior from the men. It's not like you not a one long shot in your family.
No,
If I meet any of the other men in your family, they're gonna think
it's
the same way and they're gonna behave the same way.
as far as how they move with their significant others
Yes.
and their married. Yeah, of course. It's the same process. Um, the wives are submissive. It's different. So again, a lot of stuff that I heard people say, I haven't experienced it, and I'm not making any light of anybody else's situation. It's just
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it. Like I've never experienced a woman or a guy saying what you bring to the table. I've never said that to any woman that I've taken
Mm-hmm.
on a date. But I hear about it.
But do you think
But
Yeah.
that's cultural, one? And then number two, because of where you are in your life? Like where you are right now, I'm not even still close. And I'm years older than you. Like life is what, I've been honest about like the trauma that I've experienced. Like I've gone through a lot. And so getting to a place where I am now is still attaining something that I didn't even know I wanted, but didn't know that I could have, not because of choice, but because of circumstance. I don't think that everything is choice. So I say, I think I said it in my book. If I didn't, it's going to be in my autobiography. But you're a product of your environment unless you decide to change. But if you don't know that this is your environment, there are some people because they've been in a place so long, they're blind to the fact of whatever the situation or circumstance is. It's not that they want to stay in it. Let's use DV victims for domestic violence victims for a change. I mean, example. If you talk to somebody that's experienced it, they yes, if you want to be in the bare essence, I could see how someone consider that it's a choice that they remain or stay. But that's usually not the reason. They're not choosing to stay. It's fear. It's the loneliness. It's the am I going to be able to take care of my family or myself if I leave? Are they going to find me or do the same thing? There's so many other reasons. I just don't think it's black and white. And I don't know how we got here from type A and bossy, but still a good discussion. You know what I mean? I just think that everything, I don't think relationships in general, whether it's work, home, like whatever, significant other, I don't think that they're all black and white. I think there is some gray. I think that part of
maybe
it is
not.
figuring out the gray.
Maybe not. But in a generalization of it being black and white, I mean everybody experienced something differently, sure. But if I've experienced starvation before and I know what it's like to eat, then I'm gonna make a choice every day to eat after that. If the opportunity presented itself,
But what if
that's
it
a
doesn't
choice.
though?
That's
What
a
if you don't have
choice.
the money to eat? Or what if you, because of whatever else life has brought you,
So
you can't?
either I can use my situation as a crutch and starve, or I can choose to go out here and make a living and eat for the next couple of days. Time, currency, and knowledge is all you need. You just need three things. And when you're missing one of them, implement one of those and you'll have the other one. So if I'm missing currency, I'm missing money, I'm gonna use time and knowledge to get my money. If I have money and I need time, I'm gonna use my money and time. I'm gonna use my money and knowledge to get time because it's gonna free me up. So I just feel like out of those three principles that we learned growing up, again, everybody's situation is different.
Mhm.
I know I have a basis, and I'm gonna choose what's gonna be best for me the next day. Now I can use my situation of what happened to me, you know what I mean, and stay in it. But they ain't gonna. I mean, what is it gonna do for anybody? I'm gonna choose to be a better person. You know, you got to choose how you respond to your environment makes you who you are. That's all I'm saying. You can either stay in it or you can rise above
I think that's admirable. I think it's I think it's phenomenal. Um, I wish that it was that black and white for me in my life. It hasn't been. Like I have all
it. I mean,
three to an extent, and yet have probably suffered more trauma than most people that I know. I'm still alive. That's God's grace. That has nothing to do with Lisa, honestly. Because being honest, I shared about, we said this is with mental health. There was a time where I wanted to take my life, where I did not want to be here because life was so rough. And there are times even just a few weeks ago, which I believe I shared recently, where I was just like, what's the point? Like when you continuously struggle, whether it's in relationships or finances or knowledge, right? And want to, I was unemployed for 11 and a half months one time. That was, I think, the longest. That wasn't the first time, but it was the longest time. And when I look at where I am now and where I was, again, nothing but God's grace and His mercy that allowed me to be here. But it has not been easy at all. I think about this year, well, last year, 2025, and how I started out so thankful. Erica's my witness. And I was finally able to have this specific surgery that I, need to have because I was having a lot of pain. I want to get all to the details, but if you go back to my random reels, I talked about it on there on one of the podcasts. And then to end up at the end of the year being injured at work in pain every day since August. So from August, even up to now, it was a rough 2025. And through that time, one of the things I think I wanted the most, just bringing it back to relationships, was to have somebody that was consistent in my life that was like, hey, do you need anything? You good to help? Because I couldn't get around initially. Thank God I had family. My brother and sister in law stepped up tremendously. Um, but I just, I wish that I had your experience listening to that. That sounds like heaven. That was not mine. And I think that sometimes people look at other people's situation as if, like, I no longer believe that hard work pays off all the time because I worked hard and I didn't get the outcome. I don't even necessarily believe, like, I look at people and they talk about, I'm loyal, blah, 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 and yet they've been cheated on. You know what I mean? So it's like you can give and give and give. You can do and do and do. And that does not necessarily mean it's going to lead to the outcome that you thought. I still also believe that all things work together for good to them that love the Lord, to them who are called according to his purpose, which is Romans 8:28, one of my favorite scriptures. But my life circumstances, my mental or emotional experiences, and what the word says, sometimes it's hard for them to all connect. So I think that that's the gray that I was talking about. Like I'm trying to process through all those things, and still, I was talking to a friend today. I was like, I'm trying to trust God about X, Y, Z. It's like, don't try, just do it. And I was like, it's funny because I used to minister that to him, and I'm seeing what's happening. So I don't know. I think that that's where empathy plays a part, and knowing that that's awesome that that was your experience, but that is not everybody's. I'm a witness.
Well, I don't want to judge a book by a cover. Never. I feel like to most people, it's more than what they, they give off. Everybody battles something different, and what they go through. I cannot say that it's worse or better than my situation,
Mhm.
because I mean, you would have to know my full situation. All I'm just saying is, at the end of the day, we all got choices to be
True.
better than what we were yesterday. My thing is, if I'm starving and I know what eating feels like, I'm gonna want that feeling again. I'm gonna want it. I'm gonna want to be full again. I'm gonna want to be somewhere warm again. I'm gonna want to the best situation for me. Now my outcome may not be like you guys' outcome, but at least I'm making a choice and striving to what I want.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's it.
And I mean, I think I do that too because I'm still here when I wanted to give up. It's still the
Exactly.
choice to live.
It's a
So
choice.
I'm not disagreeing. I just want, sometimes when I hear that, I guess that's another trigger.
I see.
Because I've heard people say that, and I'm like, you have no idea what it took. Like, I might actually start crying. You have no idea what it took to be here.
Lisa, let me ask you a question. When you look at me, do you feel like I had two parents and I came from a rich household, or
I don't have any
but
judgment about
because
you at all.
but I'm just saying. So I say that because certain experiences that I hear people talk about, it could be triggering for me. But I think at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, but that's not my situation no more. I know where I came from. So even if it happened last month, I made a choice to be in a better position this month. Or I'm not tolerating somebody that's gonna play with my time, play with my emotions, block them, keep it moving, because I'm trying to get to wherever the positive and joy and peace is in my life. So I want that for me. I want to be happy for me. And if I keep using what my mother did, my situation on how I grew up, my dad passing away, that's just, to me, it's a lot of, I can live in that situation, or I can chase the peace that I have now. I can continue maintaining it and find that joy. So I'm not making fun of anybody's situation that went through anything, because if someone say they know me, they know that my situation wasn't easy either to get in here. That's why most people rock with me. But on the end of the day, I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just saying I haven't experienced some of the things that you guys talk about, or some of the things I hear. Um, I guess, judging from what you say, I just feel blessed now, because now I'm like, dang, God, you love me that much that you put people in my life that I didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah, praise
Humbling
God.
experience. Yeah, of
It is. And yet, He loves both of us. Well, all three of
course.
us.
Yeah, of
Different
course.
different things. And I wouldn't say that you were making fun at all. I think it's this is fun. I like it got real serious real quick.
Yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
cried and everything.
I was
Yeah,
trying to think
Lee.
of a way to bring it back. I was like,
No, this is it's fine. This is what it is. It's random but real. So
no, no,
whatever comes up, that's why I don't we don't talk about the kind of,
yeah,
like, we
no,
might
no.
see things or whatever. This is the purpose of it, and part of dealing with mental health. Um it is because it does affect all aspects of our life or whatever. And so I'm always going to be transparent about my walk and what I've experienced. And I can also learn from what other people experience. And I think that the fact that we can be transparent, that I'm not the only person that has felt like this. It's not the only person that's felt like you, Chef, and not the only person you felt like, Erica. The more people we have on here, we're able to relate to even different people in our audience. And so that doesn't mean we can't learn from anything. I'm not gonna ever try to just be all happy the whole time, because that's not what life is. Not always happy. It's gonna be ebbs
What
and flows, ups
what
and downs.
what type of man would I be to be on a date with a real woman and ask her, do you believe in 50-50, or what do you bring to the table? Where I'm intelligent enough to allow this woman to be a woman, and I'm gonna see exactly all
What
her
she's gonna bring.
characteristics and traits and what she gonna bring. Just like, if If it was the same for her, okay, I hear you talking good, but let me see the action behind it. The fruit is always going to let you know.
I think that's so interesting that you said that because,
The fruit is
again,
always
the
going to let you know.
example of that person, like I said, it wasn't about him not having a car. It was the fact that you're not. No, really, what you said really lines up with it. It
Okay.
was no fruit in that. It was nothing that he was trying to do to really get to know me. Calling me is not trying to get to know me. Now, if I said I did X, like if I tell you something happened to me, a lot of things have happened. But I tell you, you're saying you're interested in me, but you didn't listen enough to be able to regurgitate that, to say back whatever it was, paraphrase whatever. Maybe it's the counselor in me, Erica. I don't know, former counselor. One of the things that we really focused on is paraphrasing, and being able to share or repeat back to our clients what was being said to us. And so, yeah, I kind of expect that in my relationships too, because people don't listen sometimes. Sometimes they're just there, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, did you hear what I said? No, no, can you repeat that again? No, that's okay. Because
Hey,
my
listen,
time is
I'm
valuable
I'm
and
I'm
I don't have
guilty of that. I'm
well,
guilty of that.
you change
Like,
that before you get
cause sometimes, listen though, but sometimes some people make my throat itch. Like my throat get dry when they talk. I be like, what are you talking about?
Well,
Because
Jeff, you don't want to talk to people every day anyway.
yeah, I do.
It's-
Give me the game plan and just let me go. Like I don't. Come on. No, like relationships can be a beautiful thing. It's just what you make it at the end of the day. It could be whatever you make it. I don't think anybody's perfect, but at least I got a basis I can start with. I'm looking for elevation of the
my
relationship.
throat itch.
Not
yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
looking
use
for
that one. I, I,
I'm
I
looking for
promise
elevation.
you.
Woo, that is funny. You are still funny, even in all that. Erica, you ain't say a lot. You got something you want to say?
I mean, I've been listening, and well, I started with talking about bossy, and
Oh, it's your
somehow
fault.
we got here.
That's what you tell me.
Yeah.
It's definitely her fault.
Okay. We'll blame it on
Definitely her
Erica
fault.
today.
She wanna light it up and then walk out.
Just be quiet, right? She was
Yeah,
sitting back and observing. She
yeah.
did a chef.
Yeah,
No, I no.
pulled a
Uh-uh.
chef today. Now, being on the other side of everything now, and that's not to say that it's all over for me, but again, married 20, 30, some 27 years together, 31, like I'm on the other side of it. And so like everything that we talk about, like I mentioned in the last episode, where was this stuff when I was starting? I needed these things to really just kind of help me grow and develop a little better, and therefore make just wiser choices and decisions. Not just in marriage, but in parenting, like all of that, right? Um, and I do, Lisa knows this. I think I was telling you recently, though, Chef, in church with my youth leadership, I do this segment where we, give tips for parenting, no matter what stage of parenting you're in. Um, and again, it's so well received by the congregation. But in my head, I'm like, where was this when I was starting raising these kids? But of course, I had people in my life and, things. But being on the other side of it now, on the other end of it, you're right. Relationships are a beautiful thing. They can be, and they can also be very ugly. And they can take us places that we never thought we'd be. And
Very
they
true.
can also elevate us, to places we could only hope to go. It's so much from one end of the spectrum to the other. And so my hope and prayer is that, as I mentioned in the last episode for this 2026, my hope and prayer is that in all relationships, we can all find that peace that we're looking for, right? Like, whether you're married or single, dating seriously, dating with intent, dating casually, whether it's your brother sister relationship, your parent child relationship, your work relationship, like, y'all, we realize that life is real. All this stuff happening out here, life is real. So we got to at least have something. that we can grab on and enjoy. And relationships can be that, you know, have some joy in something.
I'm looking for a soft landing at the end of the day. One day I just need a soft landing. That's all.
Soft landing.
Just a soft
Like
landing.
women want to be in their soft girl era, right?
Just a
That's what the
soft
song
landing.
says, right?
No, just
Nice.
after the world beats me up, can I
Yeah.
just where can I lay my head at?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, on that note, that serious note, what a way to start out January 2026. Should be a lot. It should be interesting. This should be interesting. We'll just say that. So y'all, you can let's connect. Follow me on social media at One Singing Lady, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X. Or you can stream my music or spoken word. You can find more information on my website, www.lisalgilliam.com. Um, make sure you all go and buy the book, 21 Days. Um, that would be another thing we want you all to do. And I just thank you, Erica and Chef, for being a part of this experience. It has definitely been an experience. um, and, I do really pray that everyone has a better 2026. Even if your 2025 was great, have an even better 2026. Every day that we're alive is a gift. And, just by doing the podcast, we're able to, share our thoughts. Remember, they're just our statements, no one else's. They're just our opinions about, whatever we're speaking about. Just want you all to know, we have an opportunity to leave our mark by sharing the things that we're sharing. Um, and if you need assistance with mental health, whether it's counseling, support groups, whatever, I literally had maybe 3 or 4 people's parents die the last week of December. It was like one after one. And then others that have died. A lot of my friends celebrated the holidays for the first time without their mother or father and having gone through that. Um, I don't know. It just hit me different, older. Um, just Erica, you and I talk about it pretty often. But my heart goes out to you all, and I just pray that you're able to find a year full of phenomenal memories as these milestones come up. And if you need help or support, please get it. I always share griefshare.org. It's a phenomenal organization, support group for those grieving. They actually have divorcecare.org too, for those people who are going through experiencing divorce because it's still loss. And at the bare minimum, this is always going to be a mental health platform. Um, 'Cause I was a counselor for 20 years, so I think it's important. But I do appreciate you, Erica. I do appreciate you, Chef. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. And I will see you all the next time. Have a great evening. One singing lady out.
Erica out.
Chef is just there.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to end the recording.